What's up, guys? Quantrix So 2 here. I think we all can agree that 2020 has not been the best year. Let's be honest, it's been a shit. But I think we all can agree as figure collectors that it's been a great year for toys. And that's why I am here today to count down my personal top 10 figures of 2020. And so before we give 2020 the boot, we're definitely going to go ahead and we're going to count down the top 10 in my collection that I feel are the best figures of 2020. It was a hard list to go by, but I think I finally rounded down to just 10. Yeah, definitely 10 or 11. You'll see in the video. But before we do that, we have to talk about, we got to give respect to the figures that just did not quite crack the top 10, but were really kick-ass in their own way. I'm talking about the honorable mentions. So, monkeys, roll the slideshow. Great figures, great figures. Alright, now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Before we do that, I have to lay down why I decided to leave certain figures off the list, why certain figures that probably you guys would think, why this guy on the list? This is the greatest, probably the figure of the year. Why is it on his list? I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, do not expect figures, lines that I don't collect. So I don't collect McFarlane. So sorry, Multiverse DC fans, they won't be there. The He-Man figures, Transformers, G.I. Joes won't be in this list. I don't collect those lines, so don't expect any of those guys. Figures that I don't personally have right now will not be in this list. So no Retro Spidey, no Movie Venom, no Old Man Hawkeye. What else? What's another big one? No movie Deadpool. So none of those figures will be included. I'm pretty sure they are awesome figures, and I want to have them in my collection eventually. But I just did not collect them this year, so they won't be a part of the list. Unfortunately. And shoot, I think that is about it. So with that said, guys, let's hop into Quantrix 2's top 10 figures of 2020, starting with number 10. Kicking off the countdown at number 10, it is NECA's Casey Jones and Raphael 2-pack. And man, I got to say, these are my first NECA Turtles figures that I've ever owned. I had a really hard time trying to find these guys, hunting these guys down at Walmart. I've been looking for them for half the year. Never found them, but I had a friend that were able to get their hands on them and then ship them to me. And I have to say, they were worth the wait. These guys are awesome. Casey Jones is really cool. It comes with all these different accessories, all the different hands, stuff. It would be cool to have an unmasked face, but I won't complain about that. Raphael, also really cool. My first actual NECA movie turtle, and he is cool. He is badass. He comes with a lot of cool stuff too. The pizza, different headbands that you can switch out, the hat, the awesome soft goods trench coat that is really awesome. They're really awesomely tailored, and just the detail in these guys, man. NECA are king. They are kings when it comes to paint and detail, and these guys, they just jump straight out of the film, and I am happy to have them, so much so that they made themselves number 10 here on my figures of the year. And yes, I understand, yes, technically it's 2 figures, but they came in a 2-pack, so we're gonna just say that they're 1. Plus, this is my countdown. I can do with it whatever the hell I want anyway. So number 10, Ralph and Casey Jones. Coming in at number 9, it is Mafek's Hush Batman. And this figure is really cool in my opinion. I've been waiting for the definitive Batman, and for me, this is it. Now I know that this figure, for a lot of people, is not the definitive Batman, but for me, I really enjoy this Batman. I think he looks really cool. I think it's really accurate to the Hush animated movie and even the comic. And I think it has pretty good articulation. There's paint around this guy. And I really didn't have any real issues with it. I think he's came out a really good figure. Cause I see that some people have issues with the proportions of the body, but I think he looks fine to me. Only real issue is really that the cape is just a tad too big. It's a little too big. It's a little too much cape. But even with that said, the cape is really fun to mess around with, and I have the fun factor when it comes to just what you can do with the cape, with the bendy wire and stuff, makes up for it being just, too huge for the figure. But I guess that's what brought him down from, being possibly the best figure of the year to making number 9 on my list, because I really thought this guy was going to be the figure of the year when it was on pre-order, but it just didn't 100% live up to what I thought it was going to be. But nonetheless, it's still a kick-ass figure, and I'm happy to have it in my collection, and that's why it's at number 9. Coming in at number 8, it is SH Figuarts Jiren from the Dragon Ball line. And man, I can't believe this. You guys know how big of a SH Figuarts Dragon Ball fan I am. I have just about all the figures, or close to it. This is the only SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure on the entire list, and it belongs to Jiren the Gray. Now, I had a hard time figuring out if I wanted to add this Jiren or the more maximum powered Jiren to this list, but I decided to go with this one. I just because, man, I like the sleek Pride Troopers gear, and I think it just looks good on this guy, and I really enjoyed it, man. For them able to make this guy with Jiren, who was just this big, massive, buff guy, and have all the articulation there, and it's great. I think they did one hell of a job on this guy. He looks 100% awesome. Now, I know there's people who just aren't really a fan of Jiren, think he's kind of a bland character, but it has nothing to do with how this figure came out. This figure came out great. The sculpt work, the paint is great. I don't have any QC issues. It's a great figure, and if you are a Dragon Ball fan, you need to have this guy in your collection. Alright, moving on to number 7. Coming in at lucky number 7, it is Mezco Toys 1/12 Doc Nocturnal. One of Mezco Toys' original characters from the Rumble Society. This guy is pretty cool. He's like this skull monster hunter guy, and it's cool that he has this cool backstory, and the fact that he came with all this extra cool stuff outside of the figure. It came with some trading cards, a t-shirt, and just other stuff, and it came with this cool accessory pack. Well, it didn't come with it, but you can add this cool accessory packs to come with all these other cool accessories, like a different head sculpt and all that. The fun factor for this guy is really good, and I love that Mezco goes really hard with the original characters. I mean, how hard is it to have to sell something original? I mean, people really come to Mezco for their DC and Marvel figures, because we know those guys, and it has to be tough for them to try to sell original characters, but they have been pretty successful with it, because the figures are badass. They're cool characters. They come with all this cool accessories. They actually make backstories for these guys and try to make you do what they're doing, whatever they can, and make you care about these characters. And I gotta say, that is awesome. Like I said, it's the first one I've ever had, and he is really cool, and I'm happy to have him in my collection. And yeah, man, just Mezco really just kicking ass with the original characters, and Mr. Doc Nocturnal here is, a top of the food chain when it comes to those figures, in my opinion. So that's why he makes number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the first Marvel Legends on the countdown, and it is Carnage from the Venom movie wave. And it seems like Carnage always finds his way into my countdowns, and here he is again. you know, and I think he is a awesome figure, and I think it may be my favorite Carnage in my collection, man. I think this guy is, in my opinion, way better than the Carnage to come out before this one. And even the Revoltech Carnage that I believe was #1 maybe in my list whenever that figure came out. I think it was in 2018. I think it even beats that out. And that was like the figure one. I'm pretty sure it was the figure of the year that year for me. And this guy beats that, and it's only a $20 figure. And I just love the fact that the sculpt work they put into this guy. They put him on, first of all, they put him on a new buck with nice butterfly joints. Articulation is way better. You can get him in just about any post you need to get him into. But the sculpt work on this guy is amazing. All those little black symbiote designs on his body, that ain't just paint. That ain't just paint, man. That is 100% sculpt all around this guy. Not only that, but he has little tendrils coming off his body. He comes with 2 different head sculpts. He comes with the classic Carnage head sculpt, and he comes with the newer Carnage head sculpt, which is from a different comic. I don't really know much about that, but it looks pretty cool. It's like, what is there to hate about this figure? And I know people are like, this. I think the Venom from the Venom movie is the star of that wave. In my opinion, this Carnage beats out that guy, in my opinion. And I love Venom, but this is probably the best Venom figure ever to be released, and I am happy to have him in my collection. Never Fear, All Might is here. Yes, coming in at the halfway point at #5 on the countdown. It is Revoltech's Amazing Yamaguchi All Might from My Hero Academia. And I have to say, Revoltech doing it again, making the sculpt look great, and make him like he just came straight out of the manga/anime, but somehow keeping that superposability there, especially for a bulky character like All Might, to still have that articulation there. Makes this guy a win, in my opinion, and I really have no complaints. I mean, he comes with a lot of cool accessories, different hands, different faces, interchangeable eyes. What's not to like about this guy? Even though he is the #1 superhero, unfortunately he isn't the #1 figure on my list, but #5 ain't too shabby. Coming in at #4, it is Marvel Legends Wolverine from the X-Men films. Yes, finally. It seems like we've been asking for this for so long, and finally it's happened. We have the X-Men Fox figures in Marvel Legends form, man. I've been wanting a Hugh Jackman Wolverine for years, and here it is finally. This is the one that was, I believe, was the Amazon exclusive, the one with the tank top. But there's also a different version when he has the coat, and then also you have the Old Man Logan from the Logan movie as well. And all of those figures I've heard are really cool, but this is the one that I have, is the more classic looking one with the hair that's fully spiked up. And this thing is great, man. The lightness, the Hugh Jackman is there. The articulation is great, is top tier. You have the details in the tank top, the jeans, all textured, all painted greatly, and then on top of that you have the 2 different type of claws you can have, 2 different head sculpts, all of that for $20. And not only that, you got the pinless tech, the pinless elbows there as well, man. It's like, this guy is a great figure for a great price, and it was worth the wait, man. We've been waiting for these Wolverine figures, these X-Men figures for a while. We're finally getting them, and I can't wait to see what else they're going to do from all those X-Men films, as well as Deadpool and whatever else Marvel Fox stuff that they have coming up for us for Marvel Legends and Hasbro. Coming in at #3, it is Revoltech's Amazing Yamaguchi Deku, aka Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia. And this guy is awesome, and maybe my favorite Amazing Yamaguchi figure in my collection, because this guy's articulation is crazy. And I already talked about All Might early in the review, early in the countdown, I should say. And that figure is great, and articulation is great, but it's not touching this guy. This guy's articulation is amazing. It is so many different poses you can get this guy into. And this comes from a guy who loved the Figma figure. I love the Figma Deku figure. But the one thing that was keeping that guy down was the fact that you really couldn't pose him up like you want to. This guy, you can do whatever you want to do with him. And some people say that his lightness isn't 100% how it should be in the manga and the anime, and maybe it may be a little bit off, but I think it's okay. It's a little bit more stylized here in the way of amazing, I guess, the Yamaguchi design, but it looks great, and definitely one of my favorite figures of the year for sure. You get a lot of great accessories, including his quirks, effects, and the stand, and so much more. And this guy is awesome. It makes me just wonder how deep is Amazing Yamaguchi gonna go with the My Hero line, because I would love to see some more characters in that line. I know we got Bakugo coming up, and that figure looks tremendous as well. They keep on with these guys. I'm going to be getting every single Amazing Yamaguchi My Hero Academia figure they have to offer, because this guy is definitely worth the cost. Coming in at number 2, it is the Mezco 1/12 Gomez Clan of the Golden Dragon version here, and this guy is amazing. I don't know what took me so long to jump on the Gomez wagon. This is my first Gomez figure ever, and this guy is spectacular, man. I can see why these guys have been hyped up for so long, and why these guys sell out so easily. And I wanted to figure out to see it for myself, and I 100% understand, because these guys are high quality figures, man. You're getting your bang for your buck when you're getting one of these Gomez figures, man. I'm so happy to have at least one in my collection right now. I mean, let's just run down what you want, man. Accessory wise, you got katanas, you got naginatas, you got kunai, you got shurikens, you got sais, you got smoke bombs. You want other accessories, you got a nice cool looking cloak, you got the amazing soft goods, probably the best soft goods in the game. The tailoring for these things look amazing. You get a cool little like pack that put your smoke bombs in. You get a stand. You get different head sculpts for Gomez. You get the boom box, boom boom. Everything that you will want from a premium figure, you're going to get with this guy. And not only that, but he came in a pack with a whole bunch of different stuff. I think this guy was a Comic-Con exclusive, I believe. I think that's what he was. I can't remember. It was a while ago. And it came with a lot of other cool stuff that Mezco just does a 100% job. Like I said earlier with Nocturnal, they make you want to care about these characters that you have no attachment to, man. These are original characters, yet they put their all into these guys, and I can do nothing but respect that. And that's why he is number 2, man. I mean, this is just the top of the line when it comes to premium figures, in my opinion, and I definitely understand the hype. The only reason he isn't at number 1 is because he's not a familiar property. He's not something that I'm familiar with. But as a figure by itself, top of the line, 100% to say if you're on the fence about getting one of these Gomez figures, go get them. And I also, before I wrap this whole tangent up about me gushing with this figure, Mezco, as much as I love them, their books, some of their books aren't as great when it comes to articulation. This is probably the best buck they have, man. This guy can pose like crazy art with the ankle pivot. He's got a nice ab crunch. Man, like I said, he's just checking off the list of what makes an amazing figure. Only thing is the fact that he's just an original character, and I don't have any attachment to him other than that. But top of the line, guys, top of the line. That's why he is at number 2. And the number 1 figure of 2020, it is Mafex Thor from Infinity War. One hell of a figure, man. I knew this figure was going to be great. I saw the pictures. Mayfex, they had a lot of figures to go on pre-order as of from last year that I thought, man, these guys could be really contenders for figure of the year. Just looking at them, and so a lot of those fell short. Batman fell short. I'm pretty sure some other ones that I thought that were going to be great, but ended up being either good or just, you know, kind of dropping the ball. But this guy lived up to it. This is a great freaking figure, and the likeness to Chris Hemsworth is the best, man. And I thought that the SC Figure Arts version of this figure was great. This guy knocks that one out of the park, man. You get yourself a nice cloth cape that has bendy wire in it, so you can mess around and have it pose however you want to. You get 3 different head sculpts, and one of them, it has like the lightning god effect on them, and then you have the Stormbreaker, the effects for Stormbreaker. And on top of that, the best feature about this thing is that you get 2 different looks for Thor. You get Thor before he gets Stormbreaker, kind of like his look at the very beginning of the Infinity War film, when he has like the bare arms without the cape. You can switch that out and then have him post Stormbreaker with the chainmail kind of arms going on, all black. And on top of that, you can pull out the freaking buttons on his gear and put the lightning effects there. It's so, the fun factor for this guy is out of this world, man. And the fact that he is just looks like he just came right out the film makes him my favorite figure of the year. He is 100% my favorite figure of the year, and I had a lot of fun reviewing this guy and posting them up and putting them into my movie Avengers setup. So yeah, you have it, guys. Number 1 goes to Thor of Asgard. And there you have it, folks. My top 10 figures of 2020. I hope you enjoyed the countdown. Like I said, 2020 has not been the best year, probably one of the worst years ever, but it's been a great year for action figures, man. Hopefully that continues into 2021. A lot of figures that I wanted to be made came out this year, so like I said, great year for figures. Everything else, has not been the best. So the best thing about being at the very bottom is there's nowhere else to go but to the top. So I say all we got to do now is pick our heads up and do our best, the very best that we can going into the new year, and hopefully things turn around. I got a good feeling about it, man. I feel like things are going to turn around for the world, and we'll get back to things getting more back to normal hopefully soon. But all you can do now is just hope for the best, man. 2020 is behind us. Let's go forward and make the best of the following year. So guys, please enjoy your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next year. You might be watching this, it might already be 2021, who knows. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm putting this up on New Year's Day or the day after that, but I will see you guys in the next one. What's going to be the first review of 2021? Only I know, and that's for you guys to find out. So until then, guys, as I always say, sign off for 2020. Stay gold. Ooh, let me try this. See you cool cats and kittens. Oh, okay. Alright. You know what, I like that. Okay, my bad. I'm going to leave that. I should have left that here in 2020. My bad. I'm sorry. You know what? Screw it. See you guys. See you in 2021. I'm out of here. Stay gold. Oh, you